In today's video, we're going to be harvesting the Luffa. If you've watched any of my content over the past summer, you know we have been plagued, you said it, by the Little Shop of Horrors here and Audrey 3. So follow along as we clear and harvest the biggest harvest I've ever had. Ever.
Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave.
So today is the infamous harvest day of the Expanse of Luffa, the invasion of our garden like I've never seen before, and frankly, like my backyard neighbors has ever seen before. It is cold today. You will not believe it's got down to 38 degrees this morning. I am dressed in coveralls. These are my old coveralls from Arkansas that I love to get in because they're nice and toasty on cold mornings like this. And I'm just excited to be dressed in them. 38 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like, what, 4 degrees Celsius, folks? For Florida, that's cold. Didn't get a frost, but we did get cold. Now, mind you, right across the Choctawhatchee Bay back here, we saw freezing temperatures, and they're probably going to see some frost tonight or tomorrow night. I'm not sure which. We have some little fluctuations coming in the next few days, but oh boy, it's cold. So anyway, I've noticed that the Luffa are starting to get lighter, and we're going to talk about a little bit about how I decide to harvest them and what I look at in my Luffa before a day like today. Because today we're just taking them all down, come what may. It's going to take a little more drying for a lot of them, but we're going to make it. We're going to have a special little snippet of the harvest here at the end of the video, so stick around for a shot that I've been planning on most of this crop, most of these Luffa. And you can see they're growing over the shade cloth up here. It's going up that 17-foot tree trunk. Behind the tree trunk, just past it, you can see the arch trellis on which it started. It's an 8-foot long arch trellis that's 8 foot high, 4 foot wide. And it covered that before it ended up covering oh so much more. It even got way into my backyard neighbor's yard, as you can see here, and it climbed that tree. Oh my goodness, that was just so amazing. I've shown this snippet of video so many times this season because it's just so fun. Now, mind you, my neighbor and I talked about this for 2 years before we actually did this. The fall before, I learned about Luffa. In fact, Stiver's Homestead grew some in their garden, and I thought, oh my goodness, I want to grow some of that. And then last year, I actually put up that arch trellis in preparation. He and I talked about it. Last year, he grew the birdhouse gourds that grew into this. And amazingly, I can't believe the birdhouse gourd did fine. And we're going to have another video coming up on the mistakes I made. We're going to talk about why I think that's really impressive that the birdhouse gourds did so fine. The jasmine under there. Some of you know there's a jasmine vine growing up that tree underneath the Luffa. It's still doing fine, so that's very cool. Anyway, let's get into, first off, a bit on how I selected some things to harvest. So as you can see here, we have a lot of brown ones that we harvested right off the vine. I'm going to show you the harvesting process here in just a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of them. The brown ones, now these peel real easy. And if you can wait till they're brown, the problem is some of them go bad while they're on the vine. Birds get them, makes a hole in the skin. But you can see here, I peel them right off, pop that cap off that you saw me talking about in the garden tours and other places, and knock out the seeds in that black bucket. And I just work my way through all of these jillions and jillions of Luffa. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we had a whole bunch of brown ones here that I spent the evening until after dark peeling the skins, and I peeled about 101 of these that were dry, really light. They get real light, in fact. And then these over here on this rack are the wet ones. There's 36 wet ones that I peeled that just had left on the fan, and I've left these on the fan for 2 weeks. They don't dry much faster. They're still wet, even a week and a half, 2 weeks later, they're still wet. So all these that are green, 181 of them that are green and are drying on the rack. And these things are drying, actually. My neighbor, backyard neighbor, said he got 24. We did compost 98 of them for a total of 440. Here's the peeled, dried ones. This is 101 peeled loofah that we're starting to use for dish sponges and other applications, something for the shower. And some of them don't look great, and we're going to kind of work our way through those. Now, I do want to show you real quick about the drying process. And you can see here, the one on the left is wet. And you can see it's still plugged up in the bottom there. The one on the right is open. And those seeds just fall right out when it opens like that. So the seeds are a lot easier to deal with when they have completely dried. That one on the left is just sopping wet. I just managed to get the skin off. Now, as far as the drying, this is really amazing. This one is dry, 158 grams. Now, I picked another one that's about the same size as that one, but it's green. Actually, it's slightly smaller. 704 grams. It's several times heavier with the water in it. So anyway, so you can see here, I'm actually using one of the loofah as a dish sponge, and it does. And this was dried on. This is a bowl of chili, dried on overnight. Kind of left it there so it would do this, so we could do this test. And you can see, look, we rinse that sponge out, squeeze it, and look at that. It just comes right clean. It does a really good job. So very pleased with how it came out. And here's the cool thing. Stick it in the dishwasher. And I got a little excited about this and stuck it in the dishwasher and saw how clean it was. And so, you know what I did? I did a bad thing. I put all of them in the dishwasher. No, not all of them, but I put a pile of them in the dishwasher to see if I could clean them. And, well, that was not the thing to do. I got all kinds of errors on the dishwasher, and I had to run it and clean it. And yeah, it was a mess. Don't do that. I just wanted to show the process of cleaning off the vines from this tree. And let me tell you something. It went smooth. It happened very quickly. About 20 minutes is the length of this little segment of video. And including harvesting the loofah and tossing them down to cousin No Time Mark. And you'll see here, my backyard neighbor even helped a bit with it. But, oh my goodness, this thing just, remember, these vines are like really strong. This whole thing came down together, kind of peeled the tree like a banana. And the vines on the arch trellis over there behind the tree that you can barely see on the right side of the tree, all of those just pulled off. All the vines on the shade cloth just pulled off. It was great. There were a couple of places I had to untangle some of the tendrils from the shade cloth, but it really wasn't too difficult at all. In fact, all the vines of this whole thing actually fit into 3 trash cans. And I did send them off. We composted a whole bunch of it. The loofah, the bad ones, we actually composted a pile of them just because they were already rotten. And all total, we had about 440 loofah that we got off the vine and that we had harvested up to this point. 440, with the ones that Mrs. Bowtie and I ate, probably close to 500 loofah off these 5 vines. That's just amazing. And in case you think this is fake, so there's one more video coming in this year's series on the Great Luffa Expanse. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the mistakes. In fact, one mistake just popped up literally this morning that I'm going to have to include in the video. So don't miss that. I think there's some good lessons to be learned. Most of them are pretty obvious, but like I've said many times before, I'm a bit of a slow walk. I'm a slow learner, and eventually I get there. Enjoyed having you along for the drama this year. We'll see what kind of mess we can get into next year on this as well. And like I said, subscribe, click like on this, the thumbs up on this video, follow whichever social media platform you're on. And I guess that's all that we have. Have a blessed day.